Hi everyone, this is Karak, or Jeremy Penter to my Johns, or touches wolves inappropriately to my Apache brothers. Today I bring you the review for Abyss Odyssey, the riveting tale of James Cameron's difficulties making his blockbuster action thriller The Abyss because the underwater filming submersible wasn't big enough for the actors and his giant fucking melon of a head. No, seriously, this is a 2D side-scrolling stabby-slashy punch-kicker game by Ace, the guys who brought you Xenoclash and no end of strange nightmares that didn't involve clowns. Let's get this fucker rolling. Abyss Odyssey tells a tale of a mighty warlock whose dreams become reality and fuck up Mother Earth all to hell. Enter in some heroes to take him and his legions on, and you get yourself a game or the series pilot to Supernatural. Take your pick. Though this has less swords and dick jokes. Actually, it's probably got more swords, but less dick jokes. Actually, it's probably the same. You end up basically going around in a procedurally generated series of levels, smashing the shit out of strange-looking Spanish UFO alien spider hybrids whose equal in terror haven't been seen since fucking ice pirates. Let's do this. Put away your porn, lock up the cat, send the kids to bed. Why are they up if you're looking at porn anyway? And tell the neighbors to ignore the moaning sounds. This review is about to get it on. Let's get it on. Graphics. The well-fucking-weird achievement has been unlocked. The graphics in the game are set to appease a demographic of gamers that want unique, but for many others, they're going to be left scratching their head a bit. Not as overly in-your-face as, say, the Zelda game where everyone just upped and turned into cartoons like that one Eureka episode. Instead, you get a strangely murky, cel-shaded look that lends an overall alien effect to the world. My guess is this was done to make the characters stand apart from the background. Battles and levels easier, and they do, and that helps the fighting, but it also makes it look a bit like you have a bunch of cardboard cutouts doing battle on a painted background. Enemy design ranges from to who fucking spilled the brain all over the digital drawing pad. A mixture of Spanish theme with x-rays, evil chickens, fey fantasy, and being stabbed in the eye. The enemies are one thing if they are anything, and that is unique. I've fought baby deer with female bodies, x-rayed soldiers, weird spiders with what looks like pineapple skin defensive upgrades, giant dudes with swords jutting out of their fucking mouths, birdmen or fake birdmen, and that was just in the first few minutes. However, it runs a good clip and the designs again are interesting. Overall, the graphics are good. Sound, music, and voice. Sound was so-so. The sound does walk on itself a couple times with less separation than I would like, and many of the samples seeming to offend the ears, all from the exact same space in the soundtrack, making it a bit difficult to pick up the nuance. However, area effects, sounds, and fire, and so on all sound great. Music. Now this is great. Wait, this is actually bad. No, this is great. I feel a little bit like Jenny McCarthy discussing vaccination with someone smarter than her, like a newborn or a fucking rock. Sometimes it sounds great, and other times it sounds all broken up, like it just doesn't belong. It's always ambient, and I like that, but it's going to take some getting used to for me, as it goes from and towards a weird flavor that just doesn't fit all the time with what comes on the scale and look of 2D BattleBot fun time like the game seems to offer you. The music and the action sometimes just do not mesh well. Voice. Excellent. No, truly, this is excellent. Every single voice actor is great. The side NPCs are done really well. This is spot on where they knocked it out of the park. Perfect job on voice. Gameplay. So you run around in a 2D world fighting bad guys in procedurally generated levels trying to put an end to a warlock's nightmare. Think of those old games like Black Tiger and so forth on the arcade, except add in better graphics and random levels and you sort of get the point. Also, the battles and your assorted moves are both deeper than those games, leaving you with an almost pseudo Street Fighter feel at times. And that is where some of the game comes crashing down, like me after I spent an afternoon licking the local police evidence locker room floor. You see, first you can't switch directions in the middle of a move, which doesn't sound all that bad, except the enemy AI is the equivalent of a hopped-up 3-year-old after sucking the grocery cart handle on a Winco Foods for 7 hours. These fuckers are leaping machines, just leaping Lenny Poffos, spending equal times in the air and on the ground, and it certainly does look like they can change attack directions far more easily than you can. You see, in a weird decision, they made it so that if you're attacking one way and holding the controller that way and then flick the controller the other way, nothing fucking happens. I repeat, Obama's record as president, nothing fucking happens. Instead, you sort of have to flick the stick back to a neutral orientation, then the opposite way, which can leave you getting hammered in the backside like Asia Akira and just letting it happen because fighting the controls would just piss you off more. I'm not saying they are broken, but goddamn they could be cleaned up. Either that or it is some insane animation lag. Either way, if you're accustomed, at most to 2D games, it's going to feel stiffer than an Alec Baldwin nightcap, that is for sure. As you progress, you unlock a boatload of characters you can be, and aside from telling my psychiatrist once, I never thought I would admit that I would want to be a fucking Bambi doe-like centaur something creature so much in my life. But goddamn, some of the extra characters can really be pretty insane and fun to play, and most are not just palette swaps. There's some actual special moves for all the characters and true depth here, which is good because the game is meant to be replayed, and the age-old adage, it's not how long it is, it's how you use it, instead of trying to not hurt someone's feelings, that is actually mostly true here, with multiple playthroughs, co-op, and so forth being a major draw. Even the game changes as you replay, as there are expansion opportunities. As each player goes and defeats the main boss, it'll change the actual game, and so everyone playing subtly ends up changing the game on subsequent replays. But that's of course if you stick around long enough. Co-op is also weird because you have friendly fire on and can't turn it off, but the enemy doesn't. So, like two cranked out fucking monkeys, you're spanking one another with sheaths of hardened steel throughout the game as you play. That could have been handled far better. But in the end, what do you get with Abyss Odyssey? You get a wide game with the depth being offered by the width of the experience, the multitude of the characters, and randomness of the levels, and the fact that it's not a normal beat-em-up, but a hybrid of more complex recent 2D fighters with the simplistic overall level design and platforming of arcade games of past generations. I rate games on a buy, wait for a sale, rent, or never talk about it again rating scale. At $9.99, this is a buy, but barely. Not because it's perfect, not because it's imperfect. In fact, it's far from either, but at $9.99, this game offers a unique world, innovative, if flawed ideas, and an overall interesting premise that returns more entertainment than it does frustration for the most part, and for the price. Now, that being said, if you're a person who gets easily frustrated with controls and expects a 2D game of all game types to be fairly solid in the control department, look elsewhere. Neither the platforming nor the fighting is perfect enough to offer you a return on investment here. But I didn't feel cheated, though at times it did feel like someone attempted to cheat me, and I caught the little fucker. So this is Karak from AngryCentaurGaming saying thanks for listening and watching. If you liked the video, hit like. If you disliked it, hit dislike. And remember to always use ad block to stick it to the man. That man, of course, being me, who deserves to get stuck. Peace out, bitches.